Welcome to the PFF studios. It's time for PFF Hot Topics. Joining me for Hot Topics, I have Joe C. from NWO on the PFF hotline.
Well, let's look at one hot topic that came down right off the desk of Gordon, is elimination of the gender rule run, in this sense that on third and gender, a female cannot run. It's a play that's become more prevalent. I know the teams always sort of jockey around strategically how to handle the female play. We're not going to go too much into it, but hey, what's your thought on basically implementing that the female on third and gender is not allowed to run? She must make a forward pass.
I see it both ways, to be honest with you, Z-Matrix. Like, as a defense, like, if they want to take that, and they're basically playing with 3 downs at that point. So if that's how they want to do it, then that's fine. But as far as getting the girl more involved, I think that's pointless. I mean, it's not really involving them. They're not getting any yards. They're not running a pattern. They're trying to run up the middle and maybe get a yard or two. And, you're better off going for a pass and, getting an incompletion other than a step or two. I like it. I think it'll keep people from going into third and gender more often.
And let's put this in a historical perspective. Let's now go, obviously we're in season 14. Let's go back to season 5 and 6. At one time, it used to be every other possession. So, example, you get the ball in your first series, it's a gender possession. The next series, you were basically let off the chain, and the whole possession was open. That became problematic because with turnovers or certain points in the game, the female said, well, no, why are you alternating off? Because on these non-gender possessions, they're not even involved. So the drive is to get the females more involved, but now the females are saying, well, you're not restricting us. So is it really ever going to be equitable unless the teams themselves decide to make the female relevant and equitable on the team?
Yeah, I think that all gets down to how you use your females.
Does the league
What's that?
No, why does the league have to step in if the teams decide they're not going to involve their females? I mean, this gender rule has been tweaked a lot just to sort of try to make it fair, but try to make it as open to treating the female as a true player and not just using her as just a throwaway play.
Right, and that's why I think it's a good way because it's good because they have to make a throw or they have to catch a pass or at least run a route or just using them to run a little dive up the middle. That's not really using them. And if they're happy with that, then that's fine. But I mean, if they think that's limiting them, I would just rather see them on the outside. See, it's hard for me to talk because I've never had problems with the gender females because I've always played with top-notch females, so I don't really know.
It's just all foreign. I can imagine obviously you played with First Lady, played with obviously Kelly and as well, and Christine, so you played with good females. So yeah, I mean, if you think big picture, why does the league have to step in to do something that the teams are going to decide to do or not? So if they get rid of the run, they're going to throw it at her feet, and then now you have to do intentional grounding. And why is it when it hits a guy's feet it's not intentional grounding, but it just so happens that there's a great large amount of plays on third and gender that the quarterback become all of a sudden very inaccurate and can't hit anyone in the hands.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. It's hard to call it, but it's it's the difference if you're running a 15-yard pattern and it hits your feet because he was short compared to a 5-yard pattern and he throws it at the ground and he's short,
So I'm sure the league will look at that. Let's hit one little hot topic. Not so much a hot topic, but it's sort of a topic that's come up, and then we'll just sort of before Nino sort of makes his picks, we'll just kind of just lay out the games and then let Nino pick them. Is this sort of come up? Is at the moment we're at Belmont 2 weeks ago, at Ross Road today. The reason why the league's at Ross Road is because, there were reports that many teams were using the field that the league uses during the spring and the winter. So the field basically was made basically unusable. The ground crew likes to leave a time where the field can basically thaw out, dry out, and then they do proper maintenance. Now, because of this, the league has moved around fields. And we should thought the fact that it's possible that basically our league caused the league to not be able to play at a field that was fine, that was good for the needs, and really had great parking, good location. I mean, what's your thought if it's true that basically teams played in the winter and damaged the field such that we now have to move week to week?
I completely see that being, the situation. So, I mean, and a lot of the teams that are complaining about it were a lot of the teams that were the ones playing on it and practicing on it every week. So, I kind of get it, I understand.
So what do you think of the field at Ross Road? Basically, Ross Road, Henderson, what do you think of the field for week 3?
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. I mean, the hills, but we can't really be picky if we're the reason that we can't play on our fields, and we can't really complain about where we are able to play,
Absolutely. So, like I said, the league for week 4, the league will be at Ross Road, so that will be going forward until further notice, until the league either returns back to Belmont or to Bob Cate.